So I just wanted to make this little video here and talk about something that I've never talked about before. Um, I I am I have celiac disease, and I was out. It's New Year's Day, so happy New Year's to everybody. But I was invited over to someone's house last evening for a New Year's Eve get together, and I took with me a can of known gluten-free beer that I know for sure is gluten-free, and I had been over there a couple of days prior for a post-Christmas get-together, and had no issues with the food. Um, and same thing, I brought my own drink, and everything was good. So I went back, and I noticed when we were there, they were bringing out the leftover trays from the previous get-together, and some of the ingredients had been combined onto trays, and there was different stuff and new stuff here. So the evening went on, and I was there for about 2 hours, and oh, after I guess an hour and a half, 2 hours there, the hostess brought around a tray of what she claimed were gluten-free um, squares. And when people go to extra effort to make you something gluten-free because they know you're celiac, you feel like a bit of a heel, if you won't at least try it. So, and I very seldom ever have the luxury of, something like a treat. I'll eat like the rice crackers and the cheese, and that's basically, I'm okay with rice crackers, even though I don't like them, but they give you something to eat besides just the cheese. So I had a couple of these squares, and within 20 minutes I could feel impending doom. Anybody who's celiac, who's eaten gluten, knows everybody's symptoms are different. But at any rate, it starts out for me, it feels like the flu coming on, and then uh, my joints, muscles start to ache, and then the intestinal thing. It usually happens within 20 minutes for me. It doesn't take my system very long to recognize any invading foreign entity. So I felt my digestive system getting progressively worse by the minute. So I made a excuse. I'm tired. I'll have to leave. It was just about 10 o'clock. I wasn't gonna make it to midnight. Not gonna happen. So I just said, I was blah blah blah. I'm tired. I'm gonna head home. Thank you much for. And I left, and I spent. I was in bad shape, even like 20 minutes on, like from 45 minutes from when I first started to feel bad. So I just spent a terrible night last night. I did not sleep at all. I was on the toilet half the night, not sure which end I wanted to put over the toilet. I had a bucket beside the bed, and so I got up. I was up all night, but anyways, morning finally came, and the clock struck 6, and so I struggled up and went over, and I fed the horses. I didn't even feel like driving. I walked. It took me. I walked like an old man. I walked over and I did chores, fed the horses at both farms. And thinking back, I probably should have driven, but I just felt so crappy. I didn't feel like driving. I get brain fog, dizzy feeling, just not good. So, anyways, terrible headache, um, joint pain still, and you don't want to go too far from the bathroom. You just sort of have to lay low, and I have absolutely no energy today. Just, it's just, you know, you'd think I'd been out, boozing it up the night before, but I had like one gluten-free beer, which is not out of the ordinary for me. I didn't have anything else. It was so. It's not a hangover. It's the celiac getting gluten hangover. It's just terrible. So I just wanted to share this and put a little word of caution to anybody who may be watching, who is maybe in charge of hosting an event for where they know there may be people who are celiac and coming to partake. Don't tell them it's gluten-free unless you are 100% sure that it is for sure gluten-free, because as anybody who's celiac, who's ever eaten gluten, can tell you, it's terrible. And there's nothing you can do. Once it's in, it's going to come out one way or the other. So just always make sure that if you're telling someone that it is gluten-free, make absolutely certain there's no chance it was ever in the same package, on the same plate. You never use the same spatula or the same pair of tongs or in serving, or like, it's so easy for cross-contamination to happen when you're cooking or baking at home. And yeah, and even meats, like if you put together a cold meat tray, 99% of deli meats are spiked with all kinds of cheap fillers, wheat crumbs, you name it, all kinds of crap that they put in there to bulk up basically garbage meat. And they put spices and all kinds of crap in there. So I don't eat any cold meat at a party. I'll eat the cheese, and I'll eat rice crackers, because rice crackers are usually safe. But when somebody has dumped the rice crackers onto the same tray as the Ritz and the Triscuits, then it's pretty much impossible to and then the cheese is on the same tray as the crackers. So if you're hosting an event and you know there's someone with celiac going to be attending and you want them to have a pleasant evening before, during, and after, then keep things separate. If there's gluten and like gluten-free and non-gluten-free options of everything, just serve them in separate plates at opposite ends of the tables. Put little signs on them so that people don't randomly go sticking their fingers in. And it's just terrible when you get gluten when you're real deal celiac, because it's just extremely unpleasant, and it lasts, for me, it lasts several days. So anyways, over now.